Hello everyone. So in today's video, we will be seeing how do we evaluate expressions. Now, already we have seen previously some of the expressions, but in this detail, we will be seeing how do we solve or how do we evaluate the expressions and what are the things, important things you need to keep in mind when you are solving expressions. So first of all, to start with, we need to know what does the word evaluate mean. Evaluate means to find the value of. Now, what are we going to find the value of? As you saw, the name of the lesson is evaluate expressions. So we are going to find the value of an expression. Now, what's the difference between an expression and an equation? Mostly in math, most of the times we solve equations because we always solve the questions which have equal sign. But expressions, they do expression is not an equation because it does not have any equal sign. An expression does not have any equal sign. So whenever you see a number sentence with an equal sign, that is called an equation. The one which does not have an equal sign is called as an expression. So remember that expression does not have an equal sign. Okay, so there are two types of expressions. We have numerical. Now from the name you know numerical means they are related to numbers. So a numerical expression will only have numbers, whereas an algebraic expression will have the variables as well as the numbers. So there are, for now, for you, you have two kinds of two kinds of expressions. One is the numerical one, as shown here, they are with only numbers, and the other one is the algebraic one, which is with the variables and numbers. So here see, notice that there are no equal signs in these expressions, so they are not equations. Okay, now let's move on. Now, one of the most important thing we need to have when we are solving expressions is, when we are evaluating expressions, is PEMDAS. You can call it PEMDAS or you can call it as PEMDAS. I will explain that however you have to take according to the expression or equation which you're solving. Okay, now PEMDAS, first of all, you have to have this order whenever you're solving questions related to equations or expressions. If you do not follow this order, your answer will be wrong. So P stands for parenthesis, which means any numbers which are inside parenthesis, we need to solve them first before we do anything else. So first solve the numbers which are within parenthesis. Then we have the exponents. So once you're done with solving parentheses, then you have to move on to exponents. Now exponents are the numbers you will see on the right side of a number written small. It can be to the power of 2 or it can be to the power of 3, which means how many times the number is being divided into. This also detailedly we will see in another video. Okay, then we have multiply and divide. Now multiply or divide, whichever comes first from the left. Left means from this side. So if you, in your expression or equation, if you have dividing first, you will do the division first. If you have multiplication first, you will do the multiplication first. That's why they gave both of the multiplication and divide together, so that you will solve whatever comes first from the left, from this side, not from this side. It should come from the left, whichever is first from the left. Then we move on to add and subtract. Now add and subtract also it's same, whichever comes first from the right. So if there is an adding part which is from the left, you will do the adding first. If it is subtracting from the left first, you will do the subtract first. Okay, so this is the order of operation. You must keep this in mind. So it is PEMDAS, it is parenthesis first, always solve what's inside the parenthesis, then exponents, then multiply or divide, whichever comes first from the right, from the left, and add or subtract, whichever comes first from the left. Then let's quickly see some examples how we can evaluate the expression. So this is an expression given to you. Now in this video, you'll be only seeing how to evaluate when there are variables given. You have to replace the variables with the value which they gave you. Okay, for example, here Evaluate the variable expression when n equals 6. So n equals 6 means wherever there is n, that number 6 will take the place of n. Okay, now you might ask teacher, just now you said there is no equal sign. This is not an expression, this is the value they gave you. So expression is here. Okay, so we replace 6 with n because they said n is 6. So we replace n with 6 plus 8 will give us 14. Notice that there are no equal signs used even when solving. Okay, so 9 minus 2, again replace 6 in place of n, so that's going to be 6 minus 2, which is going to give you 4. Now there were two easy expressions. Let's move on to a little bit which will make things difficult. They're not difficult, they're super easy if you see, but a little bit advanced than the previous one. Evaluate the expression if a equals 3 and b equals 4. There you go, you have two variables now. The value of a is 3 and the value of b is 4. So 3a plus 3b. As soon as you see an a, you replace the place of a with 3. Now what does 3a mean? The 3 is together with a. This means 3 multiplied by a. Okay, you have to understand, if a number and if a variable and a number are together, that means they have been multiplied. You cannot add a variable and a number. You cannot subtract a variable and a number, but you can multiply a variable and a number. You can divide a variable and a number. Okay, so if a letter and a number are together, that means they have been multiplied. So this means 3 multiplied by a, which means if we replace a with 3, that becomes 3 multiplied by 3 plus 4. Okay, in place of b, we write 4. Now, when you have more than 2 numbers to solve, you must follow the order of operation. So, according to the order of operations, what are you going to solve first? Are you going to multiply 3 with 3 or you're going to add 3 with 4? According to the order of operations, you multiply first. So 3 multiplied 3 is 9, and then plus 4 will give you 13. Now, if you do not follow the order of operation, just see. If you add them, 3 plus 4 is 7. So 3 multiplied 7 is 21, which means your answer is incorrect. It's going to give you a wrong answer if you do not follow the order of operations. Let's look at another example. 2b, which means basically it's 2 multiplied by b minus 8. So 2, replace b with 4 because the value of b is given to be 4. So 2 multiplied by 4 minus 3. In place of a, we replace it with 3. Now again, when you have more than 2 numbers to solve, follow the order of operations. Are you going to multiply first or are you going to subtract first? Does. So parenthesis exponents, we don't have both of them, but we have multiply. So we multiply first. So we multiply them first. 2 fours are 8. Minus 3 will give you 5. What will happen if you subtract first? 4 minus 3 will give you 1. Then you multiply 2 with 1. That will give you a wrong answer of 2. But we need, the correct answer here is 5. Little bit more advanced examples for you. Now evaluate the expression if x equals 5 and y equals 3. Okay, now what does this mean? In place of x, you will replace x with 5 and you will replace y with 3. So 3x, again, the letter and the variable, the number are together. That means multiply, 3 multiplied by x. So which is 3 multiplied by 5 divided by 3. Okay, so 3 multiplied by 5 is going to give you a 15, divided by 3 will give you 5. Okay, so this is how you solve these kinds of questions. This line means divide, together the variable and the number means multiply. Okay, x squared plus y squared, or x to the power of 2, y to the power of 2. Okay, so here we have x as 5 square. So square means you multiply the same number 2 times. So if you have a 5 square, you multiply 5 and 5. 5 5s are 25. Then replace y with 3. So again, it's a 3 square. So 3 multiplied by 3 will give you 9. So 25 plus 9 is going to give you 34. I will repeat this thing again. The power of 2 means a number is been multiplied same number 2 times. So 5 to the power of 2 or 5 square means 5 multiplied by 5. Here this means 3 multiplied by 3 because it's to the power of 2 again. So 5 multiplied by 5 is 25. 3 multiplied by 3 is 9. 25 plus 9 is going to give you 34. Do not add 5 plus 3, 8, and then 8, 8 are 64. No, that will give you a wrong answer. You have to be very careful when you're solving expressions, when you're evaluating expressions. The only you have to remember, the main thing is you have to follow the order of operation, which is PEMDAS, okay, and then solve them step by step. Do not confuse or like do everything together. Solve them step by step according to the order of operation, and then keep a keen eye. Be very careful on the numbers which you are solving. For example, if it's plus, do add them, don't subtract them. So you have, these are the three things you have to be very careful, and also replace the numbers with the correct values. Don't change them. Like in place of x, don't put 3, and in place of y, don't put 5. Of course, your answer will go wrong, not for this question, but for some other question. So do keep in mind all these points. So till we meet again in another video, keep studying and do subscribe to this channel and like the video.